Alright, welcome back to Smart Vidly. This video is going to be all about showing you how you can create a YouTube video thumbnail using just your smartphone. As you can see, I like using a 16:9, which is 1920 pixels by 1080. Now, after setting this up, the very first thing I'm going to do is look for a good suitable background image. So I'm going to go on my phone, select an image. I've already downloaded some of these royalty-free images. Then this is a 16:9 crop ratio. Then next thing is to just fit it around. This image is okay. This is my background. I've created a background. Now I'll remove the background of this image so that I can create a highlight or make this phone pop off, and then some text can also go behind it. That's the reason why I've removed the background using some free online background removal tools like remove.bg or remover.ai. I'm going to put the links down below if you need to check them out. So after doing this, I'll just scale it up a little bit so that it wouldn't be noticeable. Only you can see it because you saw me doing this. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to put a gradient between the background and this phone so that it separates it. It sort of separates it. I've already downloaded a gradient, which is this blue one that I'm going to use, the dark blue. I just prefer it, although you can use any color you like. Use a 16:9 aspect ratio crop and then add it. So this is basically just going to serve as a separation layer between the background, as you can see, and this object, the highlight. So keep going, just arrange it a little bit, and then I'll reduce the opacity a little bit so that the background can still be visible, but there will be a sort of separation between the background and the object. So this is me adding some text boxes, something like a place where the text can be on top of. This is the highlight, going to be the highlights or the background for the texts. So you've probably seen some things like this on YouTube being created. So you just select and to add shapes, draw a rectangle. You can change the color of this rectangle, but I'm going to keep it as white. And I'm adding some shadows so that I just also separate it from the background, just to create a sort of highlight. I like doing that a lot. I don't know why. All my YouTube thumbnails, the ones I've created for my previous channels or other channels I have, I also use this method. Alright, the next thing is just to keep editing, adding the text, adding the images. The most important thing you need to know about YouTube thumbnail creation is that your thumbnails need to represent what you are trying to pass through in the video, the message in the video, the ideas you are trying to pass. And then secondly, the YouTube thumbnail should also be clear and visible at a glance so that people cannot read what you wrote on the thumbnail and actually just have an general understanding about what is contained in the video, because your thumbnail is going to be like a marketer for any YouTube video you create. So this is a YouTube channel setup. If you watched my previous video, how I set up my channel using just a smartphone, this is the thumbnail on that video. You can check the channel now. You see that this is how I made the thumbnail that you're seeing on that particular video. So just add text, play around with some settings there, add shadows if necessary, change colors, just try out a variety of things until you know the one that fits best. There's no clear cut method of how to create YouTube video thumbnails. So you just kind of have to play around with what you have, try several methods, try several colors. You can even use your picture. This PIXELLAB app can also allow you to use your pictures. You can import them here just like Photoshop and do your editing. Just add whatever you have. Even if it's a picture that you shot with your camera, your phone camera, you can also edit it with this app. So this is the stuff I was talking about earlier. I want the phone to just kind of pop out from the background. You can do this with an object like a human being or a face. Just create a sort of outline around it so that the thing pops out from the background. You keep the background image there, but you just cut out the background and then use the object as an overlay on top of the background. So I can just add my channel logo. This is just a very simple logo, by the way. It's not a complex logo. You saw me create it in the previous video. Just put it somewhere, maybe the top right hand corner, and then add some shadow. Basically done. So this is how you can create a YouTube channel, YouTube video thumbnail for any of your videos. Just play around with the settings you have, do whatever you feel is best, and then visually appealing to you too, so that you don't need Photoshop, you don't need to pay for expensive software, you don't need anything. No, it's not difficult. It's not difficult as long as you have a visual idea of what you are to create. You can use this PIXELLAB to make them. Alright, that's all for today. See you in the next video. Bye bye.